That's right. We're on live. We're going to get this thing done one way or another. What's up to y'all?
Welcome to another edition of Third Eye Visions. I know we're probably a little late. I mean, early, doesn't matter, but I have a good show, great show for y'all today. So let me jump in the show and give y'all a little prelude and everything like that. Welcome to Third Eye Visions, where we motivate the blind, stimulate your mind, and welcome all kind. Give me a second. I think somebody else has just joined us. Hold on a second. We are live, that's for sure. Okay. Marcia?
Yes.
Welcome. We're just doing the interlude. Marcia has just joined us. Q is here. And Jennifer. So, are you ready, Marcia?
I'm ready.
Okay. Welcome to Third Eye Visions, where we motivate the blind, stimulate your mind, and welcome all kind. Topic of discussion: respect or disrespect of the African American race. Now, this is a bit different from what I normally bring to you, but it ties into that second part of the motto, which is stimulate your mind. Today, I have some guests who will accompany me, and they are as follows. Who want to go first? Wait, I do this. Q, since you're the guest, I'm gonna let you go first and tell a little bit about your channel, and we'll go like in that order.
All right. Well, peace, y'all. It's QP the Preacher. I've been sent here to reach you with a message I can teach you. I got a channel on YouTube. It's called Humanity Inc. Videos. We talk about black news, black history, black spirituality, black economics. So check out the channel. And thank you for having me on the show, Anthony.
No problem. Okay. Marcia, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Marcia, and my channel will be up soon. It's going to be called Simply Marcia, so y'all stay tuned.
Okay, and my girl, Jennifer.
Y'all know me. Look, we don't believe in filters. I'm here as I always am, and I am ready. Let's go.
Okay, well, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get important and enlightened discussions such as this, and like, share, follow, tell a friend, comment, things of the nature. Now, this has been dear to me. I want to definitely bring to attention, and I have run across Q's channel, and I said, well, let me bring him on discussion and see, if he would like to share anything with us, with me and whatnot. And he was definitely interested. And my other two guests, they came aboard. Now, what I want to talk about is there's just over the period of time, more so now than lately, there's been a great disrespect of the African American race. I'm really kind of appalled, consider the fact that all the work that my forefathers and mothers have done and what have you, still there has been no respect that has been given. And not saying that we want it, but just the fact that you blatantly disrespect us and call us out our names, the N-word, things of the nature. I really don't take too much kind to that. Now, I'm not speaking to any particular race. It's just the fact that I feel very dear to this particular situation. And with that being said, I want to go around the table and cue you next, and then Marcia, then Jennifer, and get you all's opinion on this particular topic and whatnot. And if you have different opinions, I'll be glad to welcome them as well. So Q, you got the floor.
Well, I think it's blatant disrespect, but I think it's disrespect because we don't really understand the times that we live in. We're at war, and we've been at war for thousands of years. It's the fact that we don't know that we're at war anymore. It's something called social engineering, where they put all these brainwashing things in our head and they make us think that we're all at peace, and we're not. So the TV that we watch, the music that we play, the food that we eat, the air that we breathe, all of this is part of this war tactic. And black people, we think because the civil rights era is over, that we're at peace now because we could drink that cappuccino and that mocha frappe, that we're at peace now because we could drive in the Benz, we're at peace. But a Benz is just a Nazi sled, just like Nas said. Now, back to the civil rights era. Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X wasn't the only one that got killed. We had black leaders all throughout Africa that was killed. They was all Pan-Africanists. They was all talking about uniting African people all over the planet and trading with economics. So they didn't just kill black people in America. They killed black people basically in every continent. And black people in America, we have fallen asleep due to the social engineering that's taking place, due to these brainwashing techniques that's taking place. A lot of us don't really know our true history. We had a whole war over here. COINTELPRO, they fought a war with the Black Panthers in every state. Assata Shakur is a wanted criminal by the government, and she's hiding in Cuba because we can't protect her, because we don't know that we're supposed to protect her. So it's obviously that it's disrespect, but it's because black people don't realize that we're still at war.
That's deep. That's deep. Marcia, you want to chime in on that?
Well, I see his perspective, but my perspective is it starts with our own race. Why do we, as black individuals, call each other the N-word? Why do we do it? You know, that's where my concern comes in, because if we demand respect, we need to start with our own race, and then other races may have the possibility of respecting us in our views.
Okay. Jennifer?
Okay, first, I heard you say that it's more so disrespect now than it was, and that I do not believe is true. What is true about that is that we are getting the same treatment that we've always been getting. Nothing has changed. The only thing that's different is that you're seeing it more now because of social media, and everybody has their phone recording things now, so you're seeing more of it now. Also, and I'm big on media. I agree with Marcia. Actually, I agree with both of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We allow the disrespect, and what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I talk about media and pop culture and everything. So all you see on television and in the media is black people acting like animals for people's entertainment. You can't expect for anyone to treat you any different if you're not acting any different. What's upsetting is this is what we see every day when we turn on our TV or when we're on social media. And what's really upsetting is what people are allowing their children to watch. The people, because my kids anything that's not educational.
Okay.
But it's got a lot to do with what, and you see more of that than you see of the educated black people and the black people who are trying to fight against the system and stop the disrespect. It's harder for those of us who are against it, because what you see more of are the ones who are acting just like the niggas.
Okay. Well, let me. That was a great point, Jennifer. If you can, like, maybe find like a better little cell, because you were fading in and out. But I got the majority of the point. Q, what do you feel? Do you feel that we've always been disrespected, or this is more prevalent because of the media, or what have you? What do you feel?
Yeah, like I said, I feel that we've always been disrespected. The war never finished. It's just changed it to a new form. The corporation is now the plantation. The plantation is not over. We still slaves. And back to what Marcia was saying, the respect, it does start with us, right? But when you at war and your enemy is using psychological warfare against you, you're going to start fighting against yourself. That's the tactics of war that we in. When we was going through the civil rights era, we wasn't calling each other the N-word. When we was building Black Wall Street, we wasn't calling each other the N-word. You understand what I'm saying?
That's actually not. You still had black people calling each other the N-word. There has always been always been one. Even on the plantation, they had that one that they put in charge of all of them, and they were using the same terminology as their slave masters were using. It's always been black people who were doing it. So that's not true at all.
What?
You go back to psychological warfare, though.
And I want to say this. Hold on, Jim. I want to say that I don't know if it's definite, or if it's written in stone that the N word was definitely used on plantations. I know for a fact that by the Willie Lynch syndrome, it was instilled in a lot of black folks to look at each other in a different manner. But I've listened to a lot of books and read things. I haven't run across. I'm not saying that you are not telling the truth or not, but I just that if it were, it was not to me as prevalent as it is, as we've been calling ourselves the N word today. And by that token, that still doesn't allow other people to disrespect us, even though that is the case. It's just the fact. What I want to ask you, Q, is because of that, do you think that because of the fact that we are calling ourselves the N word and things like this, do you think that, and you saying that we still slaves, do you still think that allows other races to demean us?
Do it? Yeah, of course it does, because we have to stick up for ourselves. With this war that I'm talking about, we have to build certain institutions and industries that rival the systems. You was talking about people fighting the system. Yo, forget about the system. It's like if they don't offer you a seat at their table, build another table. Build an entirely new table, build it bigger and better than theirs, and destroy their table. Forget about their system. We have to create, like with the media, with the music, the news, the channels. Who owns most of these? The Zionist Jews own most of the media. They own most of the music. They decide what rappers and what artists become mainstream artists. And this is the war that I'm talking about. So forget about all of that. We need to build our own. We let them steal hip-hop from. We let them steal the reins of hip-hop. We created it. They made it a business.
Right.
And they push those negative images in our faces. Who controls Hollywood? The Zionist Jews control Hollywood. Right? And they put in negative images in our face.
Okay, hold that thought, because I want to come back and ask you something. Marcia, do you have anything to say on a rebut on that?
No, well, I do agree. We do need to build our own system. If we can't have a seat at their table, we as Black people need to come together and build our own table in our own system. But the problem is we always fighting each other and we're not supporting each other. That's the problem.
No, that's a good point. Go ahead.
It starts with us. We have to learn how to work with each other. And we have to help. We truly have to help each other. It truly takes a village to raise a child, and our children are dying so quickly because they don't have anybody raising. It ain't no grandparents no more. You know what I mean? The parents aren't raising her. We have to start with us. It starts from the inside. It was something I was getting. Okay, so the disrespect thing that starts with us. I've been in 2 situations where I was around Caucasian people, okay, and the when I was with 2 girls and they were talking, and both of them date Black men, and they were talking to each other, standing there, and the one white girl's like, you know how niggas are, and I was like, just say that in front of me, and the girl who I was with kind of grabbed me and pulled me away from her. She was like, we gotta go, because I wasn't gonna fight the girl, but I was gonna educate her.
Okay.
In another situation, we were in a house full of Black people, one Caucasian man, and he's using the word like it's regular, but everybody in the house knows the word too, so he think it's all right because none of them is saying anything about it. I said something about like, oh, he our homie. I don't care who he is.
Okay. And that's why I brought this subject up. Being that that's the case, and y'all can chime in after this. Being that that's the case, why are they doing it? I understand that what we need to do is get on, what Q mentioned, what Marcia and what you mentioned, but why are we allowing other races, and not just white, not just everybody, to get away with us using the N-word? Because just recently, I just heard this this race car driver just was using the word like you just said, Jennifer, just flowing off the top of their tongue without no repercussions or anything. So why, y'all? Q, you can chime in. Why are we? Why don't we care? Why are we just allowing people just do this?
It's just like Q said, we still on a plantation.
Q, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I agree with Jennifer and Marcia. And Jennifer she made an important point when she was saying it takes a village. We don't have villages. Like whatever, any neighborhood you talking about, all the black people not on the same page. We not on similar pages. So like say for instance, all four of us, we come together, we doing this right now. We don't all live in the same area. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So we have to find people that think on the same like type of like similarly to us, and we have to build with those people.
And what's
Some
sad
people
is
just.
between.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
So what's sad between, it's hard to find people who do this.
True that. But Marcia, you have anything else to say before I chime in?
Well, I just said with me personally, I don't allow it. I don't tolerate it. I don't hear it around me, but I know that it exists. Because see, when you come at me, you better come correct, because I'm gonna stand on my own for my own.
Okay, so as the African American race, do y'all think? And I'm gonna keep on hammering this. So I get the answer that I'm looking for. Do y'all think that by other people disrespecting us, it stems from the fact that we're not having to sit we're not building our own, we're not doing this, we're not doing that? I mean, or do you think other races just looking at us as just second class citizens? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, but if somebody were to disrespect me, I would retaliate in the best way that I know how, in an educated manner. So by you all saying that this is what has happened and this is why we don't have, we're not building our own, we're not doing this in third, to me that just still does not give other people the right to just call us the N-word in our faces and things of that nature. So go ahead, Jennifer.
Listen, you can build up. Like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. There was a whole town built. Okay, everybody always talks about Black Wall Street. These black people had their own business and homes and everything. They still got disrespected to the point to most of them were murdered.
Yep.
So whether you build it, even if you build it up, and this is us, we're kind of scared to.
God, you're breaking.
Okay, I'm still breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. See if you can get adjusted and then come back. Go ahead, Q.
No, she pointed out Black Wall Street. It was a couple of Black Wall Streets. The thing is that you can't just build one industry or one institution. When you build a town, you need something to protect it. So you need a military to protect it. You need a police force to protect it. You understand? Making weapons is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And you could do that legally all over the planet. So when we talking about building our own, it's not just one thing. It's every single industry that they have. We build our own industry to rival theirs. So I'm talking about the banking system. I'm talking about the court system. I'm talking about media, where we're talking about production or music. I'm talking about the law enforcement, whether you're talking about police or the military, because you can legally, in the United States Constitution, form your own militia. This is legal. You know what I'm saying? So you have to build your entire infrastructure. All right. So yeah, those towns got destroyed because the black people, they had weapons, but they didn't have a military. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have a police force, and that's what we messed up at. So when we build these things again, we have to make sure that we build every infrastructure, make sure we build every industry, so nobody could just come in and destroy our stuff.
Okay. Well, Marcia, while I'm commenting, do you have anything to say? And we're gonna come back to you, Jennifer.
The only thing I have to say is on the part where you said we're second class citizens. No, they look at us as being at the very bottom, the least of the least. For real. We don't even come in second class. I hate to say that, but that's how they look at us.
But regardless, if it's second class, third class, fourth class, or no class, why? That's the question that I'm getting to. And maybe I'll answer that. It could be the fact that we don't respect ourselves, like y'all said earlier, even through the music and things like that. I mean, I guess, music started as rap music, and that's majority of where it comes from. Started as a form of art, creating, creativity and things like that. But it's gotten out of hand to where, and I'm not gonna lie, when I used to rap, I did use the B word and things of nature, and that's more so. It doesn't make it good, but it was for emphasis. But now it's just gotten even worse. So I want to summarize that the fact that it could be the fact that other races do look at us in terms of, well, they don't care. So hey, I mean, they call themselves this,
exactly.
So that's what I was basically trying to get to, because what you all have stated, it does make sure I know exactly what we need to do, and what I mean, we've done it in the past. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but I really want to find out why, just what we allow when there's so much killing amongst each other, what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that we should, our black folks should band together and go do whatever, but just just why would we rather do this to ourselves as opposed to respecting others? And then Q, you can go ahead on and comment on that if you wish.
No, I agree with you.
Okay.
But it goes back to the same thing I was talking about. Where we had war, the war never finished. White supremacy is one of the biggest that's faced in the planet, not just America. And in white supremacy, you have racism, you have colorism. So all cultures was affected by racism and colorism in some way or fashion all over the planet. So it's just not that we disrespecting ourselves. Yeah, we have to respect ourselves. That's what I'm talking about. Build infrastructure where we can actually teach culture within our community, so our kids grow up a certain way. But that's not only it. We have to also destroy their institutions because, like I said, we're at war. Racism and classism was taught in their institutions, in their infrastructures. They created the mass education system, and they produced mass education schools in each country. And now when these people come over here, they look down on us, not just because we disrespect ourselves, because it's been embedded in their brain for generations.
That's a good point.
They don't even have to think about it anymore. It just is. And it's the same thing with black people over here. It's been embedded in our brains. So we're overcoming that. We have to make sure that they overcome that too. And the way to do that is to fight the war, build our own industries, our own infrastructure.
Just want to chime in and say this is in no way, and I'm not making a disclaimer just for those viewers who used to seeing something different. This is no way to say this is basically bring attention to what's going on in the African American race, and this, and as I mentioned, this reverts back to the second part of my motto, which is stimulate your mind. So we definitely need to stimulate, open our minds, and what have you. So, Jennifer, are you straight now?
I hope so. I just moved, and I hope that helps.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I sound better.
Oh, that's better. That's better.
Okay, good. Yeah. What were you saying earlier? Or you want to comment on what Q has said?
Earlier, but we're all in agreement. There has been an evil seed planted, and it needs to be destroyed. And there are a lot of us who are trying to destroy that seed, and there are others who just wanted to continue to grow, and they don't know that this is the reason why they're stuck in the situation. I bring back to these people who are allowing their friends to use the word and everything. These people are living like 10 people in a 3-bedroom, I'm in the project, and you don't understand that this lifestyle that you are embracing, this is the reason why, this is what they're looking at. This is why they feel like it's okay. Us. We need to work hard to be better. And I understand that others of us fall on hard times. I'm not rich or anything like that. I struggle just like everybody else, but I'm teaching my child to be better than me. Instead of teaching her to be, I want her to be better than me. I'm big on kids because our generation, sometimes you get to a certain age and you get stuck. You're supposed to help the next generation surpass you. I get really upset because a lot of our teenage boys are getting killed before they, as soon as they hit puberty and before they hit puberty. So they're killing us off before we can even grow. And it's upsetting, but what's really upsetting is these kids are out in the street and they're doing things that they have no business doing, and they talking to people any kind of way because they don't have any home training, because mama is off in the streets, daddy ain't around, or mama working, daddy ain't around, or vice versa, because that's the other way around. Daddy work, mommy then dropped off the kid, gone, don't nobody know where she is. So and that brings me back to it taking a village. Well, it's hard for one parent to take care of one child and work to take care of home, and that's where the family is supposed to come in. So the family has been broken. That's it. And that started back in slavery. And before then, families are being broken up. They took people's babies from them and sold them. I read a story where they were talking about how black women don't have any respect for black men. And I read this story where they took this woman's husband, there were 2 slaves, and they took this woman's husband. Actually, it took 3 women in a room with 1 black man, and they tortured this black man in front of these women, and they raped and beat these women in front of this black man, and that black man could not do anything to help these women, and then they ripped that man apart in front of these women, and they were one of the reasons why black women don't respect their black men. All of it is psychological warfare, and it started before slavery. Okay, let's be real. We were bought and sold by our own people, so it started before then.
Okay.
Planet, and a lot of it, we have to work hard to destroy that, and because we have so many people who are okay with being slaves, and we have to work 100 times harder to try and bring these people out of captivity. It's difficult, it's frustrating, it's a never-ending battle, but we have to press on, and we have to continue on, and don't give up, and don't allow. If we can't save the world, we can save one at least. You know, if you save one life, you've done your job.
Great point. Great point. Anybody want to tell me? You're about to say something, Marcia?
No, I was just agreeing with her, and then I agree with Q on that part where he was talking about the racism and stuff, and it's taught. You know, like I just want to use this example with my children. I never taught them color. I never taught them to see color. So it's like they really didn't learn what color they were until they were in school. And it was funny when they would come home and be like, well, Mom, I'm this color. I said, oh, who told you that? Because I wanted them to see people for who they are, not by a color. Because a lot of our races are already mixed up. And my race is one of them. So I don't want my kids to look at color. But I do want them to love people and know people for who they are and what they bring into your life.
That's real talk.
Because respect is also given. You earn it and you give it. You give respect and it comes back to you. But if you already teaching a child, this person is this color, that color, this race don't like this race or whatever, then you embedding stuff in them. And I never did it to my kids.
Me either. I haven't.
I never did that.
Q, you want to respond on that? Hold on, Jen.
Teach your child color.
Q.
That's the reason why your child, because I have
Jennifer, you breaking up a lot.
Real bad.
Oh my God.
Hold tight. How you doing that? Jennifer getting better. So, Q, you wanted to respond with what Marcia just said?
Yeah, I agree with Jennifer what has said, but what Marcia said about this point, I agree with you when you want to teach people to see for them to see who they are. But at the same time, when you're talking about black children, you actually have to teach them the truth, because if you don't teach them the truth, you're setting them up when they go outside. Like, his examples, like, my son goes to the park. This is when he was younger, but he goes to the park, and there's a bunch of Dominican kids playing. He want to go play with them. They said, we can't play with you because you black.
Oh.
My son took a trip to Mexico this summer, and one of the Mexican girls was trying to drown him.
Oh.
And he was there with his cousin. His parents didn't teach his cousin about like racism, about colorism, about the things that go on this planet. And if the kids don't know this, they can't be aware. I'm not telling you to go out and hate every white person or go out and hate every Latino.
Right.
Because like all cops are not good, all cops are not bad. All black people are not good, all black people are not bad. All white people are not good, all white people are not bad. But you have to be aware of what's going on. You don't have to be afraid. You have to be aware so you can understand what type of situations you're in. So I agree with you. Like with people, you want to know what people really are, who they really are, but you got to teach them, because if you don't, then you setting them up for danger. We at war. Every time.
Well, no, I teach them from a different perspective as they get older. But I'm saying when they're little kids, like you said, racism is embedded. It's taught. So if I'm not teaching them to look at one particular color over another color, but to see people for who they are, kids in their classroom for who they are, then that's not setting them up. As they get older, you train up a child in the way that they should go. So when they get older and they need to learn these other important factors, then that's my job to teach them that, then for them to be aware and to know that when you get out here in this cruel world, people are not going to respect you. People are not going to treat you right, no matter what color they are, because all races can be jacked up when they want to be.
Okay. Great point. As we come to a conclusion with this, I want to ask Marcia and maybe Q and Jennifer, y'all can respond to, as far as getting back into the entertainment business. Do you think it's more so in the music realm that people are disrespecting us or are taught to disrespect us, or is it all over across the board from media to everything else? And I'm gonna wait and listen to you all's comments.
For me, I think in the media, with the music, yes, but it's still all the way across the board.
Q.
Yeah, it's all the way across the board. Like I was saying, white supremacy engulfed the entire planet. Racism and colorism has been embedded in every single institution, and it's not just media. Media is just one form of social engineering. It's all the way across the board in the health system, the court system, economics,
That's
everywhere.
It's real.
Everywhere.
Jennifer, you back?
She her screen went away. I don't know if she called back in yet. You could
Hold on, y'all. Let me system, yeah. Okay, hold tight. She just came on. Y'all, Q, go ahead and finish talking. While I add her back.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, it's all the way across the board. That's why I was saying we have to build infrastructure to rival theirs, because we have to destroy white supremacy. And that's not talking about white hate. That's just talking about the system of white supremacy, because black people can uphold white supremacy as well. It's not just a white thing. White people may have invented it, but white supremacy is a poison that affects all human beings right now. We can't all truly love each other until we destroy the system of white supremacy.
Okay, great point. Marcia, Jennifer, you back?
Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
And Marcia, you want to add to that?
Well, I think that I'm strong on the love thing. I just feel like if we can all just come together, but until our race learn to come together and support one another and love one another, then we're going to always keep going back and forth with these battles. Because you think about the fact that we were already, separated between light skin versus dark skin or whatever. But I mean, our race is still black, no matter what shade your skin is. So,
Jennifer, you have any?
I have so much to say and little time to say it. All about people. Am I breaking up again?
A little bit. We're gonna. Yeah, we're about to close anyway. So go ahead.
Go ahead. I got a mixed race child, and I have to teach her that she's beautiful no matter what. She's noticing the difference between colors right now, and that's why I was saying that you don't have to teach a child of color. My baby notices that everybody around has a brown face. She has a pale face, so she's noticing that that's different, and that's not something to dwell on. So I teach her that everybody is beautiful. We're about people. And probably gonna have a hard time because she's a mixed race child. People treat like we have that colorism thing within us. So dark skinned people on her because you know what I mean. So she's gonna have to deal with that, and it's up to me to help her through that because I went through that. I was surrounded by light skinned people, and they picked on me because I was dark. So it's gonna be just opposite with her. So again,
oh, probably Spain out again. Oh, Q.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you want to input because we're gonna close. Well, let me say this. I want to thank you all for coming and assisting me with this particular topic. I really hope that we have opened the minds of many, and not just the African American race, but people of all colors. It definitely, to me, it just is, and I'm just say this, and it's true. We've always been the ones to really basically do what needs to be done in order to not be not to be considered racist or anything like that. So we've always, a lot of us, I feel, have taught our kids what what's the right way and wrong way. It just appears that people of other races, no specific ones, have failed. Some of them have failed at doing what needs to be done. So for fear of me being long with it, I'm gonna let Marcia go, and then I'm gonna let Jennifer, then Q, you got the last word, and also y'all tell everybody at the end where y'all could be found and things of the nature. Go ahead, Marcia.
Okay, you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, you can find me at simplymarcia98@gmail.com. And like I said, my YouTube channel will be up and running real soon, and it's going to be called Simply Marcia.
Okay. Jennifer, you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead on. Say what you
Sorry about my internet. It's got to be my internet. I'm sorry. Y'all know y'all can find me first open book. JINNERFER Open Book. Find me on Facebook under Jennifer Nell. Come chat with me.
Okay. Q.
Yeah, Anthony, thank you for having me on the show again. Jennifer and Marcia, it was great talking to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Everybody else, y'all can find me at Humanity Inc. videos on YouTube and on Instagram, Humanity Inc. 3. And it's Humanity Inc. like Inc. as in incorporated. Because like I said, we have to build our own institutions and our own systems to rival theirs. So Humanity Inc. Thank you again, man.
Man, hey man, thank you so much. The pleasure, I ain't gonna lie, the pleasure's all mine. I'm really glad that we were able to get this done and get this off my chest. And I hope again we've learned from this. And thanks for the people who have commented. I tried to do my best to type back. But with that being said, again, support Third Eye Visions and everyone else. And I guess anybody have any last words? No.
Bye.
Yes. Hey, go get your internet fixed, baby girl. I'm gonna PayPal you some money. But yeah, thanks a lot, man. Y'all be cool and support everyone. I'm out.
All right.